Hello, dear students. We will study today traffic engineering. The main objective of traffic engineering is to achieve efficient, free, rapid flow of traffic so as to minimize or reduce the number of accidents. Just on the first slide here, you can see three different figures wherein the first one, if you want to see here, the regulation of traffic or control of traffic is made by both marking and as well as providing signal on a straight stretch of road. Whereas here you can observe, in this figure you can observe how the turning movements are being controlled by providing road marking in the form of arrows. These are all the light reflecting paints with which the marking is done so as to show right turn, left turn. The vehicle will take accordingly their positions during the traffic movements. The third one you can see here. Third one here you can see how the conflicts points are identified at a right angled intersection. There are so many conflict points that will come in detail a little bit later on. When both the roads, main road and crossroad is the one which is running perpendicular to the longitudinal direction or main roads. If both are two ways, then there will be maximum 24 conflicts. That can be reduced to 16 in case of declaring one way. In case of declaring one way. Right? Traffic engineering is the science of measuring traffic and travel by studying the basic laws relating to traffic flow generation and application of this knowledge to the professional practice of planning, designing, and operating traffic systems to achieve safe, rapid, and efficient movement of people and goods at economical cost. Therefore, the objective of the traffic engineering is to achieve efficient, free, rapid flow of traffic, thereby minimizing or reducing the number of accidents. Various phases of traffic engineering that could be possible is stated as 3 E's. First E stands for engineering, that is constructive, by designing proper geometrics for the road, enforcement by means of traffic laws, regulation and control. The third one being education, that is publicity through advertisements, schools and on televisions. Now, traffic study. Traffic study is carried out for various reasons. To obtain the knowledge of type and volume of traffic at present and to estimate the future traffic that the road is expected to carry. In order to determine the facilities provided on the roads and at intersections such as traffic regulation and control, so that the improvement on the basis of traffic density may be carried out. Also, to design the geometric features and pavement thickness on the basis of traffic surveys. And in order to design the bridge and culverts. Goal of traffic engineering. to explore for providing the safe, rapid, comfortable, convenient, economical, and environmentally compatible movement of people and goods. The meaning of these terms may be understood in a better way. Safe means public safety should be achieved during the movement. Rapid, the time value and customer service should be in a better way. Comfortable or convenient, that is with respect to level of service. Economical, the overall cost and social cost with respect to that economy should be achieved. Environmental, clean air and sustainability is also another task in providing or ensuring when traffic movement takes place on the road. Movement, that is with respect to mobility. Next, scope of traffic engineering. Scope of traffic engineering. 1. Traffic characteristics. Improvement of traffic facilities, that is vehicle or machine, and human element, that is treated as road users. Second, traffic studies and analysis. Various studies are required to be carried out and analysis is to be made so as to plan for proper traffic flow. Traffic operation, control and regulation in the form of laws, speed limit regulation, installation of traffic control devices, etc. Then fourth phase is planning and analysis. Last phase is geometric design, horizontal and vertical curve design. The sixth phase is administration and management by using 3E concept. What is 3E concept? Engineering, enforcement and education. Now we will see traffic characteristics. Two types of characteristics we can observe: road user characteristics and vehicular characteristics. See, you can see the figure here. Vehicle or machine is involved in the traffic. Simultaneously, pedestrians, that is human element, is observed here. Traffic characteristics. Various road user characteristics and vehicular characteristics. Road user characteristics could be physical, mental, psychological and environmental factors. Whereas vehicular characteristics could be enlisted as vehicle dimension with respect to length, width and height of vehicle. All these influence or affects the design and construction of roadway facilities. Weight of loaded vehicle. So in order to take the total weight, the pavement should be properly designed and constructed with suitable thickness so that it can sustain the load coming over it without any failure. Power of vehicle, especially this depends on the gradients which are invariably provided on the road on horizontal curve and vertical curves, etc. The power should be quite enough so as to move with the design speed on such gradients. Speed of vehicle, it depends on the type of road, width of road or number of lanes provided. It may increase or decrease, thereby speed limits are required to be provided to ensure safety during the traffic flow movements. Then braking characteristics, it entirely depends on the surface characteristics, whether the surface of the road is smooth or rough. Accordingly, the braking characteristics varies. Now, if you look at some of the dimensions of vehicle width. All vehicles which should be manufactured with a maximum width of 2.5 meter. This is the maximum. At least for a country, the dimension should be standardized. Height. With a single decker, it is 3.8 meter. With double decker vehicle, 4.75 meter. Accordingly, the underpasses, bridges can be possible to construct so that the movement of such vehicles is quite possible. Similarly, if you consider the length of the vehicle, the length varies from as low as it is considered with respect to bus, trucks, etc. 11 meters to 18 meters length, which definitely influences while designing and constructing the horizontal and vertical alignments, that is horizontal curves and vertical curves. A too longer vehicle cannot be negotiated the horizontal curve. That's why in a particular country these dimensions of the vehicles have been standardized. Road user characteristics further. We will see a little bit detail. Physical, psychological characteristics, human behavior on roads. Measurable and usually quantifiable characteristics are vision, hearing. They should have been physical characteristics, not psychological. Physical characteristics. Vision, hearing. Whereas psychological characteristics, more difficult to measure and quantify. They can be understood with the word PIEV. PIEV theory, that is perception time, intellection time, emotion, violation. We will see those details under sight distance. Road user characteristics further continued. Visual with respect to field of vision, acute or clear vision cone, fairly clear vision cone, peripheral vision. Perception or reaction time in terms of PRT it can be measured. Detection, identification, decision, response. This is with respect to perception. This is with respect to intellection. This is with respect to emotional feelings. This is with respect to volition, means response. After receiving certain information when you are moving on the road, whether you will have to apply suddenly the brakes or gradually so as to see that vehicles do not collide with any another oncoming vehicle or any obstruction on the road. Reaction time, reaction distance, age, complexity of reaction, presence of alcohol and or drugs in the driver's system. Vision. This is the most important factor that affects highway design and safety. Acute or clear vision cone. Field of clearest and acute vision is within the cone whose angle is 3 degrees about the center line of retina, which helps for distant vision. Fairly clear vision cone. This shall be between 10 to 12 degrees around the line of sight, wherein color and shape can be identified in this field, important for locating traffic signs and signals. Peripheral vision, total vision or field for 2 eyes. Vision is possible but without clear details and color. Therefore, angle of peripheral vision shall be 160 degrees in horizontal direction and 115 degrees in vertical direction. This can be seen with the help of a sketch or figure. The peripheral vision 120 to 180 degrees. Acute vision cone shall be 3 to 10 degrees. Fairly clear is 10 to 12 degrees, which you have already stated. Glare recovery. Driver's ability to adapt glare and variations in lighting conditions. First one, driver's ability to adapt glare and variations in lighting conditions. Second, factors affecting glare recovery, that is age, wearing of eyeglasses, etc. Recovery time is approximated to 3 to 6 seconds. Now, color vision. Color vision. Most important it is for identifying the traffic lights, traffic signs, signals. Drivers feel difficulty to recognize proper signals. Depth of perception. Ability to judge the distance and speed of approaching vehicles. Approaching vehicles. It is the ability to judge the distance and speed of approaching vehicle. Important to pedestrians to cross the road. For driver, judgment of speed of other vehicles is also equally important. Hearing. It has a very vital role on the part of road user to hear sound of horns and alert pedestrians. Hearing is a must. Now we will see the different elements in reaction time, that is perception reaction time, PRT. What it is? The time of critical driver characteristics is perception reaction time. During perception and reaction, the driver must perform four distinct processes. 1. Detection. In this phase, an object or condition of concern enters the driver's field of vision and the road user's driver becomes consciously aware that something requiring a response is present. Identification. In this phase, the driver acquires sufficient information concerning the object or condition to allow the consideration of an appropriate response. So he will have to think. Third phase in the PRT is decision. Once the identification of the object or condition is sufficiently completed, the driver must analyze the information and make a decision about how to respond. It depends naturally with respect to individuals. Few people may be bold enough to take decision quickly. Few road users may have hesitation to take suddenly the actions. Thereby it may take few seconds more than the normal one. Next one is the perception time includes the detection, identification and decision elements involved responding to an action, whereas the reaction time is the time it takes to initiate the physical response. Means after everything you have to apply brakes to bring the vehicle to stop position before collision. Some references refers this to the perception, identification or intellection, emotion and volition time, also known as PIEV theory, which is comparable in concept of PRT, perception reaction time. The reaction time for signal timing purposes, the Institute of Transportation Engineers recommends PRT time of just 1 second. As per AASHTO, American Association of State Highway Officials, PRT for braking reaction time on highways is considered as 2.5 seconds. and PRT for reaction time to the traffic signal, as it is mentioned, same 1 seconds. Now, psychological characteristics, that is explained with the help of this figure, PIEV theory. PIEV theory: perception, intellection, emotion, volition. It is very clear here in this figure. The road user, that is the driver of the vehicle, will get the information as soon as he finds on the road surface when he is moving, with the spinal cord and nervous system into the brain, and then in the brain all manipulations, what to do, how to apply brakes, whether slowly or gradually, that will carry out that process in the brain, along with some emotional feelings such as a few road users may have more afraidness when they are coming across such situations, afraid, fear, anger mood, or they may have very stressed. What would happen if I apply suddenly stop the vehicle by applying brakes suddenly, etc. These are all known as superstitious. And then once everything is over within the mental process, then final action in the form of volition, we call, final action will take place physically, and he applies the brakes before collision. Sometimes it may happen suddenly if somebody coming across your vehicle when you are moving with high speed, there is no opportunity or there is no time left for the road user. He has to apply sudden brakes, that comes under reflex action. Reflex action. We will stop here. We will continue in the next class. Thank you very much. How are you enjoying this session?